Krishna Mukunda.
Radhe राधे 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 कृष्णा जय श्री कृष्णा राधे 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 कृष्णा राधे कृष्णा राधे राधे जय श्री कृष्णा राधे राधे शिरडी कृष्णा पति कृष्णा साई कृष्णा राधे 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 कृष्णा जय श्री कृष्णा राधे राधे कृष्णा राधे कृष्णा राधे राधे जय श्री कृष्णा राधे 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 कृष्णा राधे राधे जय श्री कृष्णा राधे 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 कृष्णा राधे राधे जय श्री कृष्णा राधे 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 कृष्णा जय श्री कृष्णा राधे राधे
वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् पठसि पुष्पसङ्काशम् हारनूपुरशोभितम् कृष्णाय ते नमः।
भज गोविन्दं
भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मोदमते सम्प्राप्ते सन्निहिते काले सम्प्राप्ते सन्निहिते काले नहि नहि रक्षति दुर्गणे नहि नहि रक्षति दुर्गणे भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं इह संसारे बहु दुस्तारे इह संसारे बहु दुस्तारे कृपया पारे पाहि मुरारे कृपया पारे पाहि मुरारे भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज पूर्णमते गुरुचरणाम्बुज विभरभद्रः संसारार्णचिरार्णवमो गुरुचरणाम्बुज विभरभद्रः
गोविन्द 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 गोविन्द
परारविन्देन परारविन्दं मुखारविन्दे विनिवेशयन्तं
वटस्य वटस्य उपेशयानं पारं मुकुन्दं बालं मुकुन्दं मनसा स्मरामि आरोग्यमारुर्मुखमादरेण स्तन्यं पिबन्तं सरसीरुवाचम् सच्चिन्मयं देवमनन्तरूपं बालं मुकुन्दं मनसा स्मरामि गोविन्द 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 गोविन्द
Wendy, come sing that Krishna song. She's from Australia. She sings very beautiful Krishna song. You get that. When I'd been to Australia, they sang that song very beautifully. Come.
Sayonara. I just have to get over the shock first. This particular song was actually written by an American lady, and we heard this song in 1989 at La Honda Conference in a beautiful redwood forest. Usually my husband plays the guitar, so somebody will catch the tune. I think I have to stand, have to hold on to the dais. Krishna, my Lord, I adore thee. The sound of your flute plays so sweetly, blissfully dancing for me, until I surrender completely, until I surrender completely. You're luring me away from every worldly joy with such an ecstasy divine. With you I want to stay, enchanting dark-skinned boy, for any tune you wish to play, for any tune you wish to play. Krishna, my Lord, come to me. Dance through the forest of my heart. Make me your flute, breathe through me, that we may never be apart, that we may never be apart. Oh, make me straight and true along the path that you have shown, with all I think and do and say, of hollowest bamboo, with no desires of my own. For any tune you wish to play, for any tune you wish to play, for any tune you wish to play, for any tune you wish to play.
Om Krishnaya Vasudevaya, Hare Paramatmane, Pranata Kleshanashaya, Govindaya Namo Namaha. To that supreme consciousness that incarnated as the enchanting form of Lord Krishna, the one who embodies all beings and all creation, to the one who destroys all sorrow and suffering, we offer our obeisance and offering our pranams to Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, elders and guests, brothers and sisters, Sai Ram and good morning. Greetings to all on this very auspicious morning of Krishna Janmashtami. Today is day one of the World Cultural Festival here at Sathya Grama. And what better way to begin than by worshipping and celebrating a personality whose timeless message of the Gita has for millennia nourished and sustained the very fabric of Bharat, has guided humanity across time and across generations. All beings are dear to Krishna, be it birds, animals, trees, or humans. Earlier this morning, Sadguru visited the Goshala to specially bless and feed the cows there. These are a few pictures from this morning. He also interacted and blessed the staff and workers there, handing over gifts of love on the special occasion for their seva and looking after the cows and calves. We commence the morning's proceedings with Vedic invocation by boy students of our university. They will chant verses from the Upanishad Sara Sangraha of Taittiriya Upanishad.
श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ ब्रह्मविदा आप्नोति परम् तदेशाभ्युक्ता सत्यं ज्ञानमनन्तं ब्रह्मा यो वेद निहितं गुहायां परमे व्योमन् सोऽश्नुते सर्वान् कामान् सः ब्रह्मणा विपश्चितेति तस्माद्वा एतस्मादात्मन आकाशः सम्भूतः आकाशाद्वायुः वायोरग्निः अग्नेरापः अद्यः पृथिवी पृथिव्या ओषधयः ओषधीभ्योऽन्नम् अन्नात् पुरुषः स वा एष पुरुषो नरसमयः तस्येदमेव शिरः अयं दक्षिणः पक्षः अयमुत्तरः पक्षः अयमात्मा इदं पुच्छं प्रतिष्ठा तदप्येष श्लोको भवति ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ तत्सत् श्री साईश्वरार्पणमस्तु।
It is indeed significant that these 100 days of celebrations commence with the advent of Lord Sri Krishna, the Purnavatar of Dwapar Yuga, and will culminate on November 23rd, celebrating the life and advent of the next Purnavatar, Bhagwan Shri Sathya Sai Baba. On close observation, one can find many parallels in both their lives. Despite umpteen challenges that came their way, they adhered to dharma. Their lives were replete with leelas and mahimas. They went to any lengths to protect their devotees, paritranaya sadhunam, destroyed evil both within and without, vinashaya cha dushkritam, thereby restoring dharma in the hearts of mankind, teaching us by example to walk the path of dharma and reach the divine through any path of service, devotion, or wisdom. It is also our singular fortune to have been taught the distilled essence of these holy scriptures by that very same divine consciousness embodied as our Sadguru, and all we need to do is to absorb, assimilate, and practice, as he reminded us yesterday of Shravanam, Mananam, and Nididhyasanam. 2 years ago, Sadguru graciously taught us the sublime teachings of the Bhagavad Gita, and this year we will be learning the Ashtavakra Gita, another luminous treatise on Advaita. This morning, we pray to Sadguru to launch Volume 1 of Ashtavakra Gita and invite on stage Srimati Usha Radhakrishnan, Srimati Ranjani Tota, Sri Satyanarayan Kumar, and T.C. Praveen from Premamrutham Prakashana to present the book to Sadguru for release. We're happy to share that the e-book version will also be available on Kindle for all readers. Now, may we request Shri B. N. Narsimurthy ji to address all of us, please.
Most beloved Sadguru, brothers and sisters, very dear students, boys and girls. Bahunam janmanamante jnanavan mam prapadyate vasudevaha sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabha, proclaimed Bhagavan Sri Krishna. This is one particular stanza which defines what is the starting point of spiritual practice, sadhana, daiva sadhana for daiva sakshatkara, and what is the culmination. In fact, in the vast gamut of spiritual literature of the world, there is not another verse or stanza or statement or passage which clearly defines when your spiritual journey starts and where it ends. That is why he is Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum, the Guru of Gurus, the Master of Masters. At the end of many lives, a fortunate person takes shelter at my feet. That is the beginning. It is no wonder in this world of science and technology, artificial intelligence, many people don't believe in God because it requires a man or woman to be most fortunate person to start believing in God. At the end of many lives. In fact, here we have one of the most important principles of Sanathana Dharma or Hindu Dharma. The law of rebirth, Punarjanma Siddhanta, based on the Karma Siddhanta, law of action and reaction. Many religions believe in Punarjanma Siddhanta. Almost all religions believe in Karma Siddhanta. But Avatar Siddhanta is unique to Sanatana Dharma. After you are born many times in this world as a creature, and then you are promoted to the human birth, and after many, many human births, you will come to realize that there is a creator. And you develop faith in him. When Krishna said, when this fortunate person takes shelter at my feet, he did not mean the Krishna form at all. He identified himself with the cosmic consciousness, the supreme consciousness, the Parabrahman. So that is how it begins actually. That is why when it begins, many times our faith is not steady. We keep vacillating. When God gives us what we ask for, our devotion, our faith is enhanced. And when the same God you have worshipped for many years, He doesn't give you what you ask for, the faith itself diminishes. See, that is the tragic predicament of the human mind. And what is the end point, culmination? Vasudevaha sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabhaha. One who has realized that the entire creation, the entire universe, the entire existence is God Himself, is the divine itself. Such a Mahatma is hard to find, Sudurlabha. See, that is the culmination. We start with worshipping God outside, and after some progress, we realize that He is within, and finally, you realize that you are one with Him. That is the culmination. When the great Lord Krishna declared, Vasudevaha sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabha. Such a person is hard to find. How fortunate we are that we are able to see one in the form of Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, one who has reached the goal in 2019 July. On the Guru Purnima day, Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, as announced by Sadguru himself, he granted him Jivan Mukti. And we know what happened on the previous evening when Sadguru had called Isaac Tigrit and myself and explained. Therefore, it is our great good fortune, as Dr. Sai Lakshmi pointed out, what better way to begin the 100 days of celebrations of a Purna Avatar on the birthday of another Purna Avatar. What do we understand about these avatars? Because Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba said that Lord Krishna was the only Purna Avatar, and then Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba is the Purna Avatar. Therefore, we could understand. Otherwise, what do we understand about these avatars? Fortunately, our Sanathana Dharma, our Hindu Dharma, which is the Vishwa Dharma, which is universal religion, it has classified the avatars into 4 categories. And nowhere else you find, because no other religion believes that God Himself comes down in a form chosen by Him to lead mankind towards redemption. There is no other religion which believes this. And therefore, the scriptures of Sanatana Dharma, they classify the divine advents, divine incarnations into 4 categories. Because Dr. Sai Lakshmi mentioned Purna Avatar, we have thousands of our young students here. I thought, it would be good for me to dilate on this particular topic. Why do you call Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba Purna Avatar? Why do you call Bhagavan Sri Krishna a Purna Avatar? Why do you call Sri Rama as an Amsha Avatar? Why do you call Sri Ramakrishna as a Yoga Avatar? Why do you call Lord Narasimha as an Avesha Avatar? We should know. Being born in this great land, one and the only land, where God incarnated any number of times in many forms, beginning with the form of fish, now in the human form. It's our fundamental duty to know this. The first is Avesha Avatar. Lord Narasimha was not born to any father and mother. Rama was born to father and mother. Krishna was born to parents. Sathya Sai Baba was born to parents. But this was an Avesha Avatar, a momentary avatar, manifestation of God in a form to achieve a particular purpose, only one purpose. The only purpose was to protect one of his greatest devotees, Lord this Prahalad. He wanted to protect him. Otherwise, Hiranyakashipa, his father, would have killed him on that day. And he made such a very strange appearance from a pillar, from a column, pillar of the palace. He came out as Narsimha, the strange form, and only he could have killed him. See, that is an Avesh avatar, which comes down, which makes its appearance for only a few moments and then disappears. Then we have the Purna avatar. We would not have known what is a Purna avatar but for Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. It was Swami Vivekananda who said, only another Vivekananda can understand this Vivekananda. Therefore, only Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba could understand and speak about another Purna avatar like Bhagavan Sri Krishna. He enunciated Bhagavan Sathya Sai Baba when he was asked by Dr. Vinayaka Krishna Gokak, the great literary giant, a great intellectual, and a very great spiritual aspirant. He asked Baba, Baba, you have declared yourself to be Purna avatar. You have declared Lord Krishna was Purna avatar. What is a Purna avatar? See, this is what Baba explained to him. That's why we know what it is. Otherwise, we really don't understand. He said, a Purna avatar comes down with all the 16 aspects of divine glory. And naturally, Gokak asked him, what are those 16 aspects? He then explained, see, the 9 aspects of the Purna avatar, 9 of them, first 9 of them, are there in every human being. That is the 5 indriyas, the 5 senses, Manas, Buddhi, Chitta and Ahankar, the mind, intellect, subconscious mind, and the identification with an individual personality, that is what we call as Ahankara. And then, from there, from the 10th to 16th, appear in different persons at different rungs of spiritual evolution, on the ladder of spiritual evolution. The 10th one, he said, Antaspurana, what we call a 6th sense, the power of intuition. Spiritually evolved people, all of them experience intuition. In fact, yesterday, Sadguru was telling us, when we are guided from inside, we will face absolutely no problems in this world. But the problem is, we go by instincts, we go by our intelligence, and power of intuition, which is our birthright for any human beings, is not awakened in us. That is there in many evolved spiritual personalities, many thousands of them. And then the next one, the 11th one, is Anugraha Shakti. This is what Baba said. What is our power of grace? Anybody approaches you, touches your feet, or stands in front of you with folded palms and pray for your grace, you are able to bestow grace on them. Many saints and sages, and they are there all over the world. They could bestow that grace on anybody who requested, who prayed to them in their presence. And the next 12th is Vishesha Anugraha Shakti, the power of special grace. That is, in whichever part of the world you are and you pray to this person who is now a divine incarnation, and he or she can bestow upon you his grace, solve your problem, guide you from inside, guide through in your meditation, guide through your vision, guide in your dreams. There are any number of ways which they can shower their compassion and grace on us. Vishesha Anugraha Shakti. And then come the Srushti, Sthiti, Laya Shakti, which we saw in Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba in ample measure, the power of creation, sustenance, and power of destruction, or making it disappear. Susti, Sthiti, Laya Shakti. And next is Sarvantaryamitva, Sarvajñatva, Sarvashaktatva, omnipotence, omniscience, and omnipresence. And then finally, the last two qualities, the 15th one is Tirodhana Shakti, means the ability, the power to appear or disappear anywhere. See, this is what, when the forlorn Draupadi prayed in the forest, when Durvasa had come there with his retinue of thousands of disciples and no food was available, when she prayed, Krishna appeared there. When Draupadi prayed to him in the court of the Kauravas where she was being humiliated, he appeared there. The power to appear and disappear anywhere. See, that is Tirodhana Shakti. And then finally, Nama Rupa Shakti. Nama Rupa means wherever the name of the Purna Avatar is chanted, because this is the 16th one which is there only in the Purna Avatar, as explained by Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. We chant his name with devotion, with feeling, he is there. He is there with you. Many of us have felt it. Many of us have felt it. When we pray to God, from the depths of our heart, we feel his presence. You feel his presence everywhere. Especially you feel his presence in your heart when all your turbulence, all your fickleness disappears and you experience that firm establishment of peace in your heart, joy in your heart. That is the thing. Other is Rupa. You just place a form, like all this morning we placed the most beautiful statue of Lord Krishna. He is there. He is there. Whether you think of him or not, he is there. He is watching. This is what Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba explained. And he said, therefore, Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba is a Purna Avatar. And Lord Krishna, in the history of the whole world, this is what it is. And today, Krishna's historicity is established. I see in front of me the great historian, Dr. Vikram Sampath. 5,253 years ago, he was born. How is it established? The archaeological excavations done in the submerged city of Dwarka, which is there for everyone to see if you go down, and carbon dating of the things which were available there has established that it is 5,200 years old. Many things. And also how do we know the birth date of Krishna? See, this is a very important thing. I hope one day this will be included in the history books, at least in India. He was a historical figure. The date, how was it established? One is carbon dating of things which they found in the palace of Krishna. And then, see, our mythologies and itihasas, they give an event with their very, very intricate planetary conjunctions and combinations at that point of time. We say that Krishna was born in Shravana Masa, Krishna Paksha, Ashtami, 12 midnight when Wednesday transited into Thursday. Apart from all this, they also give the planetary transactions, especially the conjunctions, combinations. Harivamsha, it speaks elaborately on when Krishna was born, what was the planet. Therefore, our people are able to establish the date. The birth date of Krishna is established as 18th of July. I mean, in the Common Era calendar, 3,228. See, this is the date which has been. He lived for 125 years. When he fought the war, he was 89 years old. 36 years after the war, the Great War, he gave up his body. All this is there for us to know. And one day, this has to get into the history books. Now, many things are getting into the history books. I recently saw the NCERT 6th class social studies textbook. Lot of things have got in. I think, finally at the university level also we will be able to study. But when we have someone like Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, why did he call that Australian lady here of all people? Is it just a memory that he visited her house, where the God is worshipped, and she sang that? No, it is a heart-to-heart connection. It's a heart-to-heart connection. A great devotee of Krishna born in Murvilumba near Brisbane in Australia. I also had the good fortune of visiting them in their home. He knew. See, that music was already flowing in her heart. Otherwise, why did he call him? Spontaneously it came out. What a beautiful song. Congratulations to the Australian sister. With these words, I conclude we are very, very fortunate, absolutely fortunate. Some of us, senior devotees of Baba who are sitting here, we have seen a Purna Avatar. Now in front of us, we have a Yoga Avatar. What is Yoga Avatar? See, with that I would like to conclude. 16 aspects Purna Avatar, less than that Amsha Avatar. Sri Rama is said, this is also Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba said, otherwise not to be found anywhere else. 12 aspects were there with him, one each with his 3 brothers, and Parshurama, who was also there, who is also considered an avatar in our scriptures. And then we have the Yoga Avatar. Anyone who realizes the zenith of spiritual experiences, normally our scriptures say the body will not last for more than 20-21 days. But when God decides, a person who has realized God absolutely and who feels his oneness with all existence, if he has to continue in the world, it is a divine decree. A divine decree with a duty divinely assigned to such a person. That's why we call Ramakrishna as a Yoga Avatar, Ramana Maharshi as a Yoga Avatar, and now we sit in the presence of Yoga Avatar, Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai. It's a great good fortune, and listening to him on this day, on the greatest and the most magnificent human personality, according to Swami Vivekananda. He was asked this question. Who do you think, in America he was asked this question, is the most magnificent human personality? Without batting his eyelids, he said, Lord Krishna. To talk about such an avatar, one who can understand, one who has seen him. Many times he has shared with us that he had the vision of Sri Krishna, and no better fortune can come to us. Thanking him and thanking Lord Krishna, Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, I conclude and pray to Sadguru for his Krishna Janmashtami message. Sai Ram, thank you very much. Sai Ram.
In a beautiful Telugu poetry, Bhagavan explains, అవతరించుట ఎనుటలో అర్థమేమి జనులపై ప్రీతి వాత్సల్య పరతతోడ వారి స్థాయికి దైవంపు దిగివచ్చు జీవ ప్రజ్ఞతో పాటుగా దైవ ప్రజ్ఞ. Very simple definition of avatar and why he comes. Again, as he said, only an avatar can explain this better. Nobody else can. So he says, what is the reason for one incarnation to happen, for an incarnation to happen? What is the meaning behind it? What is the purpose behind it? Janulapai Priti Vatsalya Paradatoda. Avatar happens out of love and compassion for the people. So Sai Lakshmi said, Dharma Samsthapanarthaya, Paritranaya Sadhu, Na Vinashaya Cha Dushkritam. All these reasons are fair, they are there. But Swami puts it very simply. Out of love for the people, out of compassion for the people, avatar comes. Vari sthayiki daivam buddhiki vachu. And the avatar descends to their level, vari sthayi. Whose level? The level of the people. Because only then they can feel the kinship and connect with the avatar. If he is up there on a mountain or in some other place, it's very difficult to relate to him. So he becomes relatable by coming to their level, because otherwise we cannot understand anything. Jiva prajnato bhatuka daiva prajna. And does he come? How is his personality? Jiva prajna and daiva prajna, both are there in him. What is jiva prajna? Human consciousness, a personality, like our thoughts, likes, dislikes, and so on. But Daiva Prajna is the divine consciousness, which is beyond all these gunas and avasthas. So both are there in him. That is how an avatar comes. But the most important thing of this sloka, apart from Jiva Prajna, Daiva Prajna, is, to me, what touches me the most is Janulapai Priti Vatsalya Paradatoda. Out of love and compassion for the people, an avatar happens. At some point in time, we were seated in Trai Vrindavan. That is the mandir where Bhagavan would give lot of very personal discourses, and it was exclusive for the students and staff and very few devotees in the inner circle. So when I was a student sitting there, I remember one of my classmates was given a chance to speak. He would allow students to speak. And he talked about a movie called The Bug's Life. I hadn't seen that, but that was an animation movie where I believe there is a lot of chaos in the colony of the bugs. And then there is another big bug, insect that comes and sorts it all out. And he said, we humans are like that colony of bugs. We are never done with our problems and chaos and conflicts and issues. And we do not know how to sort it out for ourselves. And we need a bigger, better, more wiser bug to come and tell us how to lead our lives better. And he, in the audience that it was, he sought pardon of Bhagavan and said, I believe that you have taken upon yourself this human body only because you felt so much of compassion for us, the foolish people, who seem never be able to overcome our frailties and our follies. And then you, the all-knowing, takes the form of another bug, wiser and bigger, who comes and teaches us how to live our lives. It was slightly audacious to say this, but he meant it in the spirit of it, that Avatar is infinite, he is eternal, he need not constrain or make himself limited. He can enjoy his freedom of unlimited eternity, but he binds himself into a form, a name, a place, and descends to our level so that we can learn and grow. It is such an act of compassion. Who would like to become lesser than what they already are? Nobody. Nobody would like to devolve in the process of having compassion for somebody else. But only God can do that out of pure compassion and love. So to me, Sri Krishna is also an avatar who was capable of so many things. We have seen so many leelas that are mentioned in Bhagavatam. He was no ordinary being. He behaved like one, though, only to develop this kinship and teach us how to follow this path of dharma. He took upon himself a lot of kicks of Arjuna on his head. Imagine, Krishna at the feet of Arjuna. It should be the other way around always. But he sat as the charioteer, and charioteer was seated lower than the warrior. And Arjuna would give directions to Krishna about where to turn the chariot. And there was no way he could shout in the middle of such a noisy battlefield, turn right, turn left, stop, accelerate. So he will just kick the head of Krishna with his feet like this. If he kicks it on the right side, Krishna had to turn the chariot towards the right. If he kicked it with the left foot on the left side of Krishna's head, Krishna had to turn the chariot towards the left. If he put both the feet on Krishna's head, gave a hint that stop the chariot right now. This is the position from where he wants to shoot the arrow. And God knows how many arrows and injuries Krishna took upon himself in the process of that job that he was doing of a charioteer. Look at the compassion. Janulapai priti vatsalya partoda. Only out of compassion. Dharmastamsatna will happen on the sidelines. Sadhunam will be protected and provided for on the sidelines. The evil and the wicked will get corrected or punished as the case might be on the sidelines. But the main purpose of an avatar's descent is only to show love and compassion for the poor, the forlorn, the despondent, the weak, the needy. This is the beauty of an avatar. If you see it from the avatar's point of view, from the heart of the avatar, then you know that it's only love and love and love and compassion. That is it. That's all the avatar is made of. Because without love and that compassion, nobody would like to descend to a level lower than what they already are at. Nobody would like to do. A king would not want to become a driver, even of his minister. But Krishna became the charioteer of Arjuna. Of course, there are many reasons for it, but the most important reason was compassion and love. For Arjuna, for the Pandavas, and for Dharma, for the people who are good, who shouldn't suffer. This the beauty of Sri Krishna's personality comes out so well in his discourse of Bhagavad Gita. While we are always interested in Bala Leelas of Krishna, which are very fascinating, and it's nice to know, nice to hear what he did in when he was a small boy in Brij, and how he played and made mischief and stole butter and so-called troubled the people around out of love and compassion. I'm sure once he left, everybody missed him so much. Everybody missed his mischief and all the trouble that he seemed to have been giving the people there. But beyond that, as a Jagat Guru, how profound is his wisdom. Before that, I do not know of another avatar who has spoken with such detail, in such detail about the various aspects of life and living. And Bhagavad Gita leaves no stone unturned when it comes to teaching us how to live our lives. Sri Krishna, being the ultimate teacher, does that for us through Arjuna, of course. Arjuna becomes an instrument, a reason, an excuse for Sri Krishna to say what he wanted to say. And we have studied Bhagavad Gita. In fact, we are studying Bhagavad Gita. That study is never over. It's an eternal one. Till we have assimilated and are able to practice it, the study of Bhagavad Gita is not done. So we are studying and we are learning so much from Bhagavad Gita, where Sri Krishna explained such profound truths in such simple ways. If you are a karma yogi, there is something for you in it. If you are a bhakti yogi, there is something for you in it. If you are a jnana yogi, there is something for you in it. If you are a raja yogi, there is something for you in it. Nobody has been excluded. Every path has been included in Bhagavad Gita. His compassion, again as I said, it is his compassion to share that wisdom with us and leave it for us for so many years. Over 5,000 years, we still are benefiting from it. That personality of Sri Krishna, the Godhood in him, comes out so very clearly in the discourses of Bhagavad Gita. That wisdom, that clarity, that conviction. At the same time, he sits at the feet of Arjuna. At least if he sits and drives, it's still okay. Gets kicked every now and then. Who would take it, you tell me, on this earth? Who on earth would say, it's all right, I am ready to receive kicks on my head as long as I am of some use to you? Who? But somebody who is made of love and compassion. That's what he is made of. And that Sri Krishna is being celebrated today, not just in India. He is one of the most popular avatars around the world. Australia, they're singing the song of Krishna, composed by somebody in America. And then I've been to so many other places. He's everywhere. People worship him for his wisdom, for his kindness, for his compassion across the world. And true Purnavatar, as he mentioned, without that kind of personality of a Purnavatar, this could not have happened. That whole world bows down to Sri Krishna. And I am personally, though my favorite is Sri Rama, because he's a stickler for the rules like me. And Sri Krishna breaks rules every now and then. And he has his own reason and why he does that, which is perfect. No arguments there. Nobody can question that. It is in his ultimate wisdom. When he steals butter from people's homes, so-called the poor, cow herd boys and girls, with so much of difficulty they make butter, and he just breaks the pot and destroys it all. Eats a little and throws the rest on the floor. How is it compassion, you will say? He made that poor people poorer by destroying their pots of butter. He goes, steals the clothes of the gopis who are having a bath in the river and gets them stuck there forever. And he goes to the Gopalas and plays games with them, climbs on their shoulders and allows them to climb on him. Imagine. He takes the cows for grazing to the forest, fights demons who attack those cows and his kith and kin. All kinds of things. He goes to Mathura, kills his uncle, restores the kingdom to his grandfather. He goes through what he goes through all his life. He does a lot of things. And all his rules and regulations that he follows is very different from how Rama does it, In Rama's case, one person says one thing and he takes it to his heart and says, all right, I'm ready to suffer, but I would not allow any rules to be broken in the kingdom. He abandons Mother Sita because somebody said something, knowing fully well that she is not at fault. But as I said, he is the man who follows all the rules. Sri Krishna on the other way is very different. He also follows the rules, but then tit for tat is his way. You break the rules, I break the rules. That is his rule. So when Karna questions Krishna, what kind of embodiment of divinity you are? You are seeing adharma happen right here in front of your eyes. My chariot is stuck. And you are asking Arjuna to shoot arrows at me. You know the rules of war. When somebody else is unarmed, I cannot wield a weapon right now, I am stuck. You are not supposed to kill somebody who cannot defend oneself. He tells Krishna. And then Krishna tells Karna, oh, where were you when Draupadi was being disrobed in the court of the Kauravas? Where were the rules? She was the daughter-in-law. How could she be lost in the battle or in the gamble? Where was your dharma? Why did you not stand for it? When you knew Duryodhana was wrong, why did you stick with him? Why did you favor him and not protect the weak as a Kshatriya? Where was all that? You are giving me lecture at this point in time that you have been, denied so many things. You were born Pandava, but then you were thrown away or whatever. And then Duryodhana gave you shelter and kingdom and restored your dignity, and therefore you are sticking with Duryodhana. Seeing Draupadi being disrobed, you did nothing about it, knowing very well that Duryodhana and his cunning uncle, Shakuni, they were playing foul. They were not playing fair. You knew very well, if you were such a stickler for dharma, where were you at that point in time? Why did you not stop things from happening? Which was very much within your control. Even if you could not stop, why did you not resist? No answers, Karna. He says, so you deserve this. You deserve this. So he was like that. Sri Krishna was very different from Rama. I'm not sure, but if Rama was there on the battlefield, he would have perhaps told Karna, all right, repair your chariot, come back tomorrow. We'll fight again. Krishna said nothing doing, kill him now. Here, he deserves it. So also, Duryodhana, look at Duryodhana giving a lecture to Krishna. No, his mother had that power because she married the blind Dhritarashtra. So Gandhari said, I would like to live a life just like my husband does, without having a vision. So she ties whatever a cloth around her eyes and never opens her eyes for rest of her life. Only towards the end, because of her pativrata dharma that she followed, she was such a great devout wife. So she developed certain powers because of that. So when the final days of battle are here and Duryodhana wants to have a Malla Yuddha, a wrestling bout with Bhima, and that would decide who survives and who gets killed, because they were equally strong and capable. That point in time, Krishna knows that Duryodhana is very capable and very difficult to kill him. And Bhima can kill him only if there is some weakness in Duryodhana. Otherwise, Duryodhana is an equal match. But Dharma has to win. So what should I do? So he goes there. And Gandhari tells this Duryodhana, see my son, the only way I can protect is, I will finally break my vow. I'll open my eyes, and my eyes have so much of power that when I look at you from top to toe, you will turn into a Vajra. Vajra means like diamond. You'll become so strong that nobody can break a bone. Nobody can hurt you. So next morning is this battle between Duryodhana and Bhima. And here is Duryodhana gone to the river, taken a bath, did his prayers, and is returning naked, because mother said, I should see you completely so that every inch of your body becomes so strong. And as he mentioned, Krishna had many powers, and he appears from nowhere as Duryodhana is returning and says, what is this? You're walking naked. Such a grown-up man, don't you have any shame? That too, your mother hasn't seen you in this form, even when you were born as a baby, and now as a grown-up man, you want to go and stand in front of your mother like this? What a shame. And Duryodhana feels very embarrassed. He says, oh, then what should I do? He says, take this, and he gives him a banana leaf and tells, wrap it around your waist, at least, whatever, protect your dignity, modesty, and then go to your mother. And Duryodhana, the fool that he was, he follows whatever Krishna says and goes there. And Gandhari does not know that Duryodhana has done this. She expected him to be fully, unclothed so that she could energize every part of this body. And finally, after so many years, imagine the mother is opening her bandage or whatever she had tied around her eyes and opens her eyes and she is shocked. She says, who told you to cover yourself? I told you to come as it is. Why did you cover? He says, I was coming as I was supposed to come, but this Krishna appeared and told me, what a shame. Shame, shame, puppy shame. And Duryodhana said, that's why I covered myself. Gandhari gets wild. She says, this Krishna knew very well what I was doing. And it is his cunning plot. And then she tells Duryodhana, now nobody can save you. And then she curses Krishna and the Yadavas. She says, Krishna, because of you, my clan is going to be destroyed because all my children will be killed. Duryodhana was the only hope. He could have survived this battle, but you have made sure that he does not survive. And now I curse you that all your clan will be destroyed. They will kill each other, fighting each other, and nobody will remain. That is my curse. And Krishna accepts it, saying, all right, mother, I know what I have done. And I accept this curse, that the Yadava clan will be destroyed. I accept that. Compassion again. To protect Dharma, he's ready to let go of his own children, grandchildren, and cousins, and all his wives, and everybody was destroyed. Imagine the ability to accept that for Krishna, because he wanted to protect Dharma. And of course, the next day battle happens, and it's a rule in the battle that, or whatever, that yuddha, that you cannot strike the opponent below the waist. Like it's even today in boxing and other places, you have that rule. You cannot hit below the belt. But Krishna tells Bhima, hit him on his thighs. And Bhima looks at Krishna perplexed. That's not supposed to be done. That's not the rule. Krishna says, let's not talk about rules to those who do not understand them. Break his thigh. And Bhima is so enraged because this is what he said, Duryodhana said to Draupadi, come, I want to make you sit on my thighs. And then Bhima gives a big strike, and with that blow his back is broken, his legs are broken, and he's no more capable of fighting. So Duryodhana tells Krishna, you are breaking the rules. It is not supposed to be done this way. And then Krishna gives back. What rules were you following when Abhimanyu was stuck in the battlefield? You, Karna, and everybody else. That little young boy, helpless, without arms, like Karna said, no arms, why are you killing me? He tells Karna, you killed Abhimanyu. He tells Duryodhana, you killed Abhimanyu. Where were the rules then? You surrounded him, all of you, and killed him. Did not even give him water to drink as he died. You broke his legs. And so your legs are broken now. Rules, which rules are you talking about? So Krishna was like that. For his Dharmastapana, he did what was right. Many people, like, they question Rama for his character. Oh, how did you abandon Mother Sita? And those who are, feminists and fanatics, they go after him. He has his own reason. He had Raj Dharma to do. I have explained this many times. But what was Krishna trying to do? Krishna was trying to establish Dharma. And for that sake, he was ready to even accept a curse. Even it meant breaking a rule or two, he was okay with that because that would lead to the establishment of Dharma. He was such a strong-willed, such a strong personality. And he was ready, he knew for thousands of years I'll be questioned. Fingers will be pointed at me and I'll be looked down upon, or I'll be, at least by the atheists and those who are anti-Krishna, they would call me names. But I am okay with all that because at the end there is Dharma Samstapana which is happening over here. I am able to protect the weak. Compassion, that's all I say, it's compassion. And Draupadi knew very well, the next day there is a battle between Bhishma and Arjuna and all the Pandavas. And Bhishma takes a pledge that I will see to that, I will kill the Pandavas. What does Krishna do? He quietly tells Draupadi after the sunset, let's go to Bhishma Pitama's tent, and carries her sandals in his sides, because he tells Draupadi the sound of the sandals, the noise of the sandals, that would alert Bhishma that somebody is coming, and he would find out who is coming. So I do not want him to know anything. You just go there and fall at his feet. That's all you do. And Draupadi does not understand what is he saying, but he says, just follow what I'm saying. Many times I also do that. Just do what I'm saying. Don't ask me. I have no time to explain. So he says, just go. And she follows. So he takes her sandals, puts the sandals on his sides, and Draupadi goes inside. And in the dark, as Bhishma is, pacing up and down his tent because he doesn't know how he'll kill Arjuna because he is so dear to him. And there Draupadi falls at Bhishma's feet. And because the sound of little bangles that she was wearing, he knows there is a Sumangali, there is a married woman who has come to seek blessings. So immediately he blesses Dirgha Sumangali, that may you be a Sumangali for a long, long time. And then she lifts her head and Bhishma sees, oh, this is Draupadi. And she has all the 5 husbands I must protect because she has to remain Sumangali. And that's how Krishna gets the boon out of Bhishma. And Bhishma looks around saying, this couldn't be Draupadi, she is not this clever. This has to be somebody else. And then Krishna walks in. And Bhishma says, Govinda, you know what you're doing. You know very well that they have to be protected. And I was in a Dharma Sankata that how am I going to do this? and you have made my life easy by now showing me the way that I cannot kill them because I have blessed this lady. He gets that done too. You name it. He has done anything and everything for his devotees out of love and compassion for them. There is another story of a Roma Rishi, they call it. And this Rishi was in the forest, and these Pandavas were there. They were very hungry. Draupadi tells Bhima, I'm very hungry. Get me something to eat. And they all look around, what do I feed this lady? Because in the forest only fruits and whatever grows. So they go look for something, and they see a tree with a beautiful fruit. And this Bhima says, okay, I'll pluck this fruit and feed her. And he goes and plucks that fruit, but that fruit was the tapas phala, the fruit of the penance of this Rishi called Roma Rishi. And Roma Rishi was called because his hair, the Roma, the body hair, was so many years he was doing tapas over there that it had grown and spread all through the forest floor. And the moment they pluck the fruit, he comes to know, and he opens his eyes, he gets very angry. Who is this stealing my fruit? And these Pandavas are caught with Draupadi. And Roma Rishi is about to curse them because he has so much of tapas bala, tapo balam is there. But then Krishna appears from nowhere. He said just now, the Purnavatars and their various qualities. One is to just appear and disappear at their will. So Krishna appears there in the middle of a forest, imagine. No connection, no communication, nothing. Not even a prayer from the Pandavas, oh Krishna, save me. Draupadi prayed, save me, so Krishna came and saved. Here prayer also has not been made. But Krishna figures it out, these people are going to be in trouble. So he just appears from nowhere in the middle of the forest. And what does he do? Look at that. In front of Roma Rishi, he falls at the feet of each of the Pandavas and Draupadi. Sashtanga namaskar to each of them. And Roma Rishi thinks, Sri Krishna himself is doing namaskar to these great ones, they must be really some great beings. So he also does namaskar to all the Pandavas and Draupadi. Because he just follows Krishna. Krishna is God, he knows. He's a Rishi after all. And then Krishna tells, oh Roma Rishi, they are very great ones. I personally, I adore them, I worship them. But unfortunately, they did not know that this fruit belonged to you, and they are the ones who plucked it without knowing. Roma Rishi says, what are you saying, Sri Krishna? They are such great ones, they can as well have the fruit. I don't need that. So he saves them again like this, falling at the feet of his own devotee to save them. Which God will do that, you tell me? Sitting at the feet of his devotee, getting kicked. Look at his compassion. Getting cursed by Gandhari, her whole clan is destroyed. Who will do that? All kinds of things Krishna has borne because he had love for the people, for poor, for the needy. And that is why Sri Krishna's personality is extremely magical. The more you dwell into his being, his personality, the more you fall in love with him. They say he was very charming, but more charming than Krishna was Rama. The scriptures say so, and I have seen both of them in my own meditation, so I can compare and tell you, Sri Rama is far more charming than Sri Krishna. He's much taller, nice looking, broad shoulders. Sri Krishna is very slender comparatively, and not very well built. But Sri Rama is different, Ajanu Bahu and all, he's very handsome. But the love that you develop for Krishna after going through his life and what he went through for people's sake. జనులపై ప్రీతి వాత్సల్య పరదతోడ వారి స్థాయికి దైవం దిగి వచ్చింది. He comes down to their level. No, goes below their level, falls at their feet, sits at their feet, carries their sandals, gets cursed for their sake. All this God is capable of doing for the love of the devotees. Now look at the personality of Krishna. That is why Krishnashtami is very special for us, because he is such a personality. I don't think ever again we will see some avatar like Sri Krishna. Of course, Swami is a different avatar. Bhagavan's personality is again a very, very beautiful, and again compassion. Compassion is all that I can describe him in one word, means compassion, Karuna avatar. But Sri Krishna had his own personality. Though he was God, He carried this consciousness of God. At the same time, he was also that little man who had to run the place, and he went through what he had to go through to ensure there is dharma in the planet, there is dharma in the kingdom. At the end, he fulfills all his promises and dies by the arrow of a hunter who takes his beautiful lotus feet to be the feet of a deer. And that's how Krishna dies alone. This was also a curse. Gandhari's curse, that nobody will be there when you are dying. Because she knew that when she would die, there won't be a child left to even cremate her. And the same thing she curses to Krishna. He accepts it. He dies alone in the forest. Nobody knows. So everything he went through for the sake of love of his people. This is why I personally have a lot of adoration and admiration for Sri Krishna. Of course, his wisdom part we have already discussed, so I did not want to speak about that today. I want to talk about his personality and his compassion and love for the people, whose sake he was ready to do anything. And that is what inspires me, because when I have to sort of do things which I do not like to do. I do not like going to Delhi and waiting at the offices of the ministers just to get a few permissions and clearances for the festivals and issues. I feel bad. I don't like it. I feel it's below my dignity to do that. To sit like anybody else in the corridors of those ministers and wait for them to just look at you or say a thing. And some people told me, Swami, don't do this. It doesn't look nice. I said, but the time is already here and we need to do so many things. I need so many things to be done. And I know that unless I go and sit there, they will not listen. They're busy people, and we are just one organization after so many. We might think it's a big thing. So those are the days when I have to go and meet the CSR people, sit there, talk about our finances, how to run the place. It's truly I feel below my dignity. But then I look at the large organization, the children, the poor, the students, the staff, the patients, then I say, no, I have to do this. There is no choice. I have to swallow whatever little, if at all, that Jiva Prajna pride is there. I cannot keep quiet. So I get inspired by Sri Krishna to travel and do what needs to be done. And though others advise me, no, don't do this, it is not below your dignity to do this. They are, after all, ordinary mortals. They don't even know who you are. So don't just do this. But I said, yes, that is one part of it. Daiva Prajna part of it. Daiva Prajna, I know who I am. But at Jiva Prajna, I must do what is needed to be done like Sri Krishna. And that is where I get inspired by Lord Krishna's life and his works. And I wanted to share that with you because it's a special occasion. We are celebrating the birth of Sri Krishna. What a compassion to be born as a human in amidst us. That itself is compassion. He need not have done that. But like that big bug who helps the smaller ones, he has to be a bug in the first place to help a bug. Likewise, he has to be a human in the first place to help other humans. So restricting themselves, limiting themselves in this cage of human body, they do what they need to do for the sake of people. That's the simple reason why the personality of Sri Krishna or Bhagavan or any of these gods and avatars is so very mesmerizing, so inspiring. This also happens to be the first day of our celebrations, and we are supposed to learn Ashtavakra Gita, isn't it? So I will spend a little time on that. At least we should make a ceremonial beginning of the scripture, and then you can take it forward from there. First and foremost, I want to bless and thank all the people who have actually done this book. This is the first volume, Ashtavakra Gita, and only chapter 1 is one full book. Why? Because there's a lot of cross-references and introductions to many concepts of Advaita, of our Vedanta. So I have spoken a lot, I believe, at that point in time. This was all done in 2020 during COVID. While you are all learning Kathopanishad, Ashtavakra was happening also in the evening for a select few devotees and staff. And as I said, Bhagavad Gita is the ultimate book on all knowledge systems of the country, of all philosophies that India can ever think of or has. But Ashtavakra Gita is very clear, one idea all throughout the book. It's Advaita. It's Vedanta. All through the book, it only talks about that. In the light of Vedanta, it explains bhakti, it explains karma, it explains any other type of yoga. But the light that we use to look at things is that of Advaita. So everything is in the light of that Advaita Vedanta that Ashtavakra talks about. I'm not going to start off the teaching of the book today. I will just introduce a little bit, and then from tomorrow we will learn it more deeply. I was thinking, if I have to have a dhyana shloka for Ashtavakra Gita, what would that be like? Bhagavad Gita dhyana shloka is Sarvopanishado gavo dogdha gopala nandanaha partho vatsa sudhir bhokta dugdam gitamrutam mahat. Everybody knows that. If all the Upanishads are the cows, can be thought of as a cow, then the cow herd boy or the milkman is Sri Krishna, Gopala Nandana. And Partha, that is Arjuna, is the calf. Sudhir Bhokta, of good buddhi as well as somebody who can understand that knowledge that is being given, consume that knowledge. Such a deserving Shishya is Arjuna. And Dugdham, the milk is Gita Amrutam, the immortal nectarine essence of Gita. Mahat, the greatest immortal essence, is Bhagavad Gita. So I thought I will modify this to call what will be the Dhyana Shloka for Ashtavakra Gita, because Ashtavakra is very one type, it's not so many things. But I thought that what is the essence of Ashtavakra? If you think of all the Vedanta Shastras, our Shastras deal with many things, but only Vedanta Shastra. Sarva Vedanta Shastro Gao. If all the Vedanta related books alone are taken, then consider them like the cow. And Dogdha Ashtavakra Gurum. The milkman here is Ashtavakra himself. And Janako Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta. Janaka is the king, who is the calf here. Sudhir Bhokta. He is also a person of great intelligence and spiritual abilities, because otherwise he cannot consume and digest this knowledge. And Dugdham Ashtavakra Gitam Mahat. The milk is Ashtavakra Gita. This beauty of Ashtavakra Gita you will understand over a period. But today I suddenly got a message in the morning from somebody who was very worried. They said, and he quoted Chinmaya Nanda Swamiji, that Chinmaya Nanda Swamiji said that once you read Ashtavakra Gita, all your concept of Bhagavad Gita, they will be destroyed. You will get confused, and it may leave you, totally disillusioned, and something like that. I don't know the exact words, but something to that extent, which many have told. Then the problem of the devotee was, do you think we will be able to digest and assimilate this Vatsa, Sudhir Bhokta? Will be able to stomach this kind of wisdom when we are not capable of it? Then I said, yeah, it depends on you for sure, but it also depends on who teaches you. So don't worry so much and just learn. So you learn Ashtavakra Gita, it's important. But there is no conflict. If you read it correctly, understand it correctly, there is no conflict between any scriptures in Ashtavakra Gita. So don't start with that wrong notion that, oh, this will confuse me, this will derail my spiritual progress, or this will leave me confused about the concepts that I've learned already. No. Just be open-minded. That is the most important qualification for learning anything. Be open-minded, because knowledge can come in so many ways. Anu Badra Krutvo Yantu Vishwataha. Let knowledge come to us from all directions. Let us learn. And take what we can assimilate, what we can understand, and enjoy that. Don't worry about too much of technicalities. And it's a very simple text, beautiful Sanskrit, very simple Sanskrit. Even Bhagavad Gita Sanskrit is tough. Upanishads is tougher. And some of the Vedas are even older Sanskrit, so it's very difficult. Many of the words don't exist in today's parallels, then we don't use them. But Ashtavakra Gita seems to be very recently composed. And the wisdom might have been there. But we were all people who always had these oral traditions. We only passed the knowledge by speaking or teaching them orally. So must have been in the oral form for a long time, maybe in much difficult Sanskrit, but must have been composed much later than Bhagavad Gita. And this is, again, there's no name of the writer. We all believe is Ashtavakra's wisdom, and Ashtavakra has said this. Like Bhagavad Gita still is a part of Mahabharata, and we know the Vyasa has composed it. He has taken the wisdom of Sri Krishna and composed it in Bhagavad Gita form. But Ashtavakra Gita, I do not know the author for it. It must be something that has been passed on orally and later kind of composed into a text. So this is the wisdom of one boy, not even a man. That is very interesting. A man, old man with grey beard and no hair and years of penance and renunciation sounds good, Yajnavalkya or Aruni or somebody like that would sound good, Vashishta, Vyasa and so. Ashtavakra is a 10-year-old boy. I'm sure he's younger than most of the people in this room. And that fascinates me because a 10-year-old boy with such wisdom, how on earth is that possible is the first question that should increase. So, ಮೊದಲನೇ ಆಗಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಇದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಬೇಕು, ಇವರು ಅಷ್ಟವಕ್ರ ಬರೀ 10ನೇ ವರ್ಷ ಹುಡುಗ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ 10 ವರ್ಷ ಆಯು ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಆದರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜ್ಞಾನ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಇದೆ ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ತಿಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡ. Many of the children we should be knowing that because they shouldn't think this is some kind of a old man giving lecture. No, it's a young boy talking about his wisdom. So that's very interesting, first thing, Ashtavakra. And who is the Shishya? Janaka Maharaja. He is an old man, must be in his 70s, 80s or whatever. And he is the disciple. So the Guru is so young, the disciple is so old. And Guru seems to be just a boy who might not, what can you learn in 10 years of your life? So he's bringing this knowledge from somewhere else, from another lifetime. And Janaka is already a wise and a learned king. He was running the kingdom. And Janaka is known as one of the finest kings that India ever had. And he was a contemporary of Dasharatha because Janaka was the father of Mother Sita. So he's the father-in-law of Sri Rama. So he's from that yuga, Treta Yuga. And this story must have happened at that point in time. But there are no real historical, again as I said, references except in Mahabharata at one place. It is mentioned in the Vanaparva of Mahabharata. In that there is a sub-chapter called Tirthayatra Parva, within which the Pandavas and they are going from one ashrama to the other when they were in 12 years of exile. During that time they come to the ashrama of a rishi called Lomasha, and I believe Lomasha must be the same Roma rishi that we were talking earlier about. So this Lomasha rishi's ashram also they come while they are moving around the forests, and Lomasha rishi tells them this story of Ashtavakra, and that is where the Ashtavakra has been introduced. And that story is very interesting. Today I'll only tell that story and tomorrow we will start the thing. Because it's quite elaborate, but I have picked up some parts of the story to bring to you. So who is this Ashtavakra and how does he learn so many things? So this Ashtavakra was born to Sujata and Kahoda. Sujata was the mother and Kahoda was the father. Now this Rishi Kahoda was the disciple of another greater rishi by name Uddalaka Aruni. His mention comes in Chandogya Upanishad also, and one of the Mahavakyas is by Uddalaka, who teaches his son Shvetaketu. That one. Find out for yourself assignment which is that Mahavakya which Uddalaka has taught his son Shvetaketu. Tattvam Asi. Tattvam Asi Shvetaketuho. That is the sentence. So you are, that is what he teaches Shvetaketu. So the same Uddalaka's daughter was Sujata and son was Shvetaketu. Sujata was older daughter, Shvetaketu was a very young son. Now Sujata is married to Kahoda, who is the disciple of the same Rishi Uddalaka Aruni. Now Kahoda is a very brilliant student, also a great debater. In those days everything was about debate. If you want to prove your supremacy over any other philosophy or person, you must engage in a debate and win over the debate, and that is how you establish yourself as superior to the others. And then whatever philosophy you are promoting, the same thing will be become the standard. We have heard that Shankaracharya, Adi Shankaracharya also argued, right, to establish Advaita philosophy over the Purva Mimamsa. With whom did he argue? Mandana Mishra. They know everything now. I don't have to ask any questions. So he argued with Mandana Mishra, who was from the Purva Mimamsa. That is, Uttara Mimamsa is Vedanta, Purva Mimamsa, which was more about Karma Kandas. So Adi Shankaracharya debates with him and then debates with his wife Ubhaya Bharati and finally establishes Advaita as the supreme most principle of our philosophy. So anyways, here this Kahoda is also known for his debating skills. So Sujata and Kahoda, they marry with the blessings of Uddalaka, and she is now has conceived Ashtavakra. Ashtavakra is in her womb. Now that time, because There was poverty, and ashramas were running only on donations and charity. So Kahula thinks that now I am going to have a baby. Let me have some financial, wherewithal so that I can take care of my family well. And he hears that Janaka, the great king, has organized a great debate in which one great debater, a rishi by name Vandin, is there, and he is challenging all the rishis around to defeat him in debate on our philosophies. And whoever gets defeated by him, there is a punishment, there is a rule. And the rule is, the one who has lost the debate must go and drown himself in the ocean. I mean, that is the end of his life, so that there is no more debate in the future. Put an end to such an opponent. That was his strategy. And Janaka was a great king. He encouraged a lot of such things, yajnas, yagas, and such debates. And Vandin was in his court, and he was doing this debate with great rishis. And so many rishis in the process got drowned in the ocean, because they could never defeat Vandin. Vandin was so strong in his debating skills, and he was very knowledgeable. Now Kahula thinks that if I can defeat Vandin, I can become Janaka's preceptor. I can become the rishi of the court. And so I'll never have any dearth of anything in my life. And Janaka is a very large-hearted king, so he wanted to debate with him. So he started practicing all that he knew. So while he was practicing, this boy in the womb of his mother, Sujata, was listening to everything and learning everything. Do we know of anybody else who learned something in the womb of the mother? Abhimanyu learned but he half learned because his mother slept off. So if you sleep off through my class, you will also learn half. And half knowledge is dangerous. So please be awake. So this little boy in the womb, was listening to all things, whatever his grandfather Uddalaka would chant, or Shvetaketu would chant, or Kahula would chant. He had absorbed all the wisdom. So when Kahula was practicing one evening, he heard the recitation and said, "You are making mistakes." Imagine, from the womb he spoke that, "Oh, Father, you are making a lot of mistakes in whatever you are chanting." And Kahula got very upset. He said, "He is not even born and already he is criticizing me. Look at this fellow. And once he is born, what will he do to me? He will have no respect for me." So in his anger, in a fit of anger, he curses that baby in the womb, that your thinking is crooked, you are criticizing your own father, so you be born with a crooked body, with 8 bends in your body. Ashta means 8, Vakra means bends. So with 8 bends in your body, you will be born. Out of anger he curses. Anyways, things go on, then he goes to Janaka's court to debate with Vandin, but he loses the debate, unfortunately. And now what is the fate of this person, Kahula Rishi? He has to go and drown himself in the ocean, which he does. The mother is crestfallen, the baby is just born, the grandfather does not know what to do. So they say, let us not tell the baby that his father is no more, let us keep quiet about it. So this baby, when it starts growing, who is now Ashtavakra, he is playing in his grandfather's lap, but he does not know that this is the grandfather Uddalaka and not his father. So when grandfather is showing so much of love to the new grandson, this other son, which is Shvetaketu, he is also a little older than this boy, that's it. Gets very jealous and pulls this baby out of the grandfather's lap and says, "He is not your father, he is my father." And then Ashtavakra realizes that, "Oh, this is not my father." Then he goes to his mother and says, "Who is my father? What happened to him?" And the mother then narrates the story of how his father lost the debate to Vandin, and that is how he has been killed in a way. He is drowned now. So then Ashtavakra thinks, I must grow up and debate with this Vandin and defeat him to revenge my father's death, to take revenge of. And so he starts secretly preparing for that debate. And the debate is going on for years. Nobody can defeat him. So when Ashtavakra is of 10 years of age, he slowly, Shvetaketu, who is his uncle, slightly older than him, he convinces him that, Janaka is performing a great yajna, a lot of good things are happening, and as Brahmins, if we go, he will give us a lot of gifts and good food to eat. Let us go. He doesn't tell him that he wants to go and debate with that Vandin over there. He simply tells, let us go because we will get good food to eat. They are poor. So he convinces, and both of them go to Janaka's Yajnavatika. And the guards stop them because they have no right to enter. So our Ashtavakra starts arguing, "You must let us in." He says, no, you are not supposed to come in, you are very young, only, this is only for the grown-ups. He says, there is nothing called young and old. Wisdom is the way we should decide who is old and who is young. Not by the body or the grey hair or the beard. I have the wisdom of the old people, and therefore I am as old as them. God says, nothing doing, all these arguments are not going to work. Then some noise is happening, so Janaka comes saying, what's going on at the gate? And then these people say that, we want to enter the Vatika and we want to debate with Vandin. He says, do you even know who Vandin is? You're a boy after all. And what happens when you lose the debate? He says, I know all of it. Please let me in. Janaka says, nothing doing, you are not qualified, you will not come in. And he goes away. Then he again bothers the guard at the gate. Please let me in, let me in. He says, no, nothing doing, we will not let you in. And then Ashtavakra says, see, this is very wrong. I am a Brahmin and I can curse you and can imagine what can happen to you. So the gatekeeper gets worried. He says, see, I don't have the right to let you in, but I don't want to be cursed either. So do one thing, you chant the praises of Lord Janaka. Janaka likes it. So once you chant praises of him, he will come again. You then slowly, kind of get your way into the Vatika. So he starts chanting great verses in the favor of Janaka, saying, you are as great as your forefather Yayati, you conduct yajnas even better than them, and you give more charity and gifts and so on and on. So Janaka again comes back, says, what is that you want? He says, no, please let me in. He says, no, I can't, because this is a great debate and you are very young and you will get killed. Many great ones have come and looking at Vandin also they returned without even arguing. And you should not be entering this. But he is adamant. He wants to go inside. So he tells Janaka, you check whether I am worthy of debate or not. And Janaka then finally, relents and asks him some questions. A lot of questions are there. A few nice questions are there. Like he asks, what is that which sleeps with eyes open? What is that which does not move even after it is born? What is that which does not have a heart? And what is that which grows in speed within itself? These are the 4 questions, and more questions also, I'm sure, Janaka asks. Ashtavakra replies to all that. He says, fish do not close their eyes and sleep. An egg is already born, but it does not move. A stone does not have a heart, and a river increases in speed as it moves within itself. Janaka is convinced that this Ashtavakra is extremely knowledgeable. And he says, okay, in that case, I will let you in, but you are at your own risk. There is a good possibility that you will get killed today. And he says, I will see to that I defeat Vandin. And with that confidence, he enters the Yajnavatika and shouts on the top of the voice, today I will see to that this Vandin is no more by end of the day. I'll defeat him in debate. 10-year-old. So don't forget that 10-year part. And this Vandin who is there in the performing his own rituals gets very upset. He says, you have woken up a lion, sleeping lion. You have stamped on the head of a serpent who with twin fangs. And now it won't stop till it bites you. Like that, a lot of Sanskrit conversations. You can read Mahabharata to know what exactly was the conversation. But anyway, at the end of it, Ashtavakra says, I will defeat you by end of the day, and you will be stuck in debate like a chariot without wheels. And then Vandin gets very upset and says, let's debate then. Let me see how I will see to that I crush your ego. So they start the debate, and debate is very interesting. I just got a page from there. This is not Sanskrit, this is in English. But then this is how the thing happens, that they start with numbers. Number 1, and they have to describe certain things about number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, like that. They have to go on, and whoever loses or stops, loses. So it starts like that, like Vandin starts. Like 1, this is a little old English, so slightly poetic. 1 only fire blazeth forth in various shapes. 1 only sun illuminates this whole world. 1 only hero Indra, the lord of celestials, destroyeth enemies. And 1 only Yama is the sole lord of the Prithis. So about 1 he talks that there is only 1 sun, there is only 1 fire, there is only 1 Indra, there is only 1 Yama, lord of Pitris, like that. So Ashtavakra starts. The 2 friends, Indra and Agni, ever move together. The 2 celestial sages, Narada and Parvata, twins are the Ashwini Kumaras. 2 is the number of the wheels of a car, and it is as a couple that husband and wife live together as ordained by the deity. So he describes the number 2 and what happens around number 2. Then Vandin says, 3 kinds of born beings are produced by acts. The 3 Vedas together perform the sacrifice, Vajpaya. At 3 different times, the Advaryus commence sacrificial rites. 3 is the number of words, and 3 also are the divine lights. This is the description of 3. Then Ashtavakra will continue. 4 are the ashramas of the Brahmanas. The 4 orders perform sacrifices. 4 are the cardinal points. 4 is the number of letters. And 4 also, as is ever known, are the legs of a cow. Then Vandin continues. 5 is the number of fires. 5 are the feet of the meter called Punki. 5 are the sacrifices. 5 locks, it is said in the Vedas, are on the heads of the Apsaras. And 5 sacred rivers are known in the world. Then Ashtavakra said 6 cows, like that. This will go on for some time. So I'll skip all the numbers. I will directly go to the final one. So as they go from 5 to 6 to 7 to 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, at 13, the Vandin is already explaining. Vandin said 13th lunar day is considered the the 13th lunar day is considered the most auspicious. 13 islands exist on earth. And then Lomasha, the rishi, is telling the story. Having proceeded thus far, Vandin stopped because he could not think of more items for 13. And Ashtavakra starts saying 13 sacrifices are presided over by Kesi, and 13 are devoured by Atichandas, the longer meters of the Veda. And seeing Ashtavakra speaking and Suta's son silent and pensive and with head downcast, the assembly broke into a long uproar. Because Ashtavakra continued when Vandin got stuck. So with that 13th number, when he explains, with that Ashtavakra wins the debate. And once he wins the debate, what does he do? He demands that now Vandin should go and drown in the ocean because he has to take revenge. Then Vandin, with folded hands, he's humbled now, says, I was not having any intentions to kill anybody, but my father is Varuna, the lord of water. And he was also performing a yajna simultaneously while Janaka was performing, because of which there were no priests available. Everybody had gone to Janaka's yajna, which was going on for 12 years. So for my father's sake, to fulfill his desire, I had to send priests to his yajna. So I would defeat them in the debate and, so to say, kill them in the river or ocean. But from there, they will proceed to the loka where my father lives, the loka of the water, the world of the water. And there they are performing all the yajnas. Nobody is died. They have only transition from this loka to that. Now this will sound a little too much for the children, but then we know that there are bodies and lokas beyond the physical loka. And with certain yogic powers, one can travel between these. So these were all sent to the other loka of water. And now Vandin says, my father's yajna is over now. I will bring them all back, including your father Kahoda, so that you do not have to curse me. And so he brings back all the sages who were, so to say, who had died because of defeat in the debate, and all of them come back, including the father of Ashtavakra. And Ashtavakra's father is very pleased, and he blesses Ashtavakra that all his deformities should go away, and he tells him, go and have a bath in a sacred river called Samanga, which will set right all your physical abnormalities. So he goes, does that, and Ashtavakra his health is restored, his body is straightened. This is the end of the story of how Ashtavakra has been introduced in Mahabharata. And then later, sometime in Adhyatma Ramayana, there is a mention of Ashtavakra, where Dasharatha, in a subtle body, after his death, after the war of Ramayana, the Lanka war, he appears to Sri Rama and tells, you have redeemed me like how Ashtavakra redeemed his father. That mention is there in Ramayana, also in Adhyatma Ramayana, which is written much later. So the idea is that this Ashtavakra was truly a personality, is history. Please don't think of it as mythology. It was history, itihasa. It is a part of Mahabharata, it is itihasa. And Ashtavakra, being a young boy, thus becomes the guru of Janaka. Because he has won the debate, now he is the priest of the court. And he is the Raja Rishi there. So now the Ashtavakra Gita is about the conversation that happens between Janaka Maharaja and Ashtavakra over the course of their association. And Ashtavakra is the one who grants Janaka Maharaja self-realization because of the wisdom that he has imparted. So you may ask, what if we read Ashtavakra Gita like Janaka learned from him? Will we also become self-realized at the end of this 100 days of Ashtavakra Gita? My answer is yes and no. Yes, if you are really as sincere as Janaka Maharaja. No, if you are not. Because the wisdom is same. It depends on who is receiving it. In Kathopanishad it says, Shravanayapi bahubhir yona labhyah shrunuvantopi bahubhir yamna vidyuhu ascharyo vakta kushla asya labdha ascharyo jnata kushala anushishtaha. It means this is the knowledge of the self. Shravanayapi bahubhir. By listening to it in many ways also, yona labhyah, you cannot understand it easily. It is not gainable by that. Shunvantopi bhava. In various ways also, if you listen from various people also, you listen yamna vidyuhu. It's not easily known. It's not understood by so many people. But who gets to know it? It says Ascharyo Vakta. The speaker of this knowledge, the teacher of this knowledge should be Ascharyo Vakta. A great one. A wonderful being. The knowledgeable one. The enlightened one should speak. Ascharyo Vakta is the first part. But Kushala Asya Labdha. And the one who must receive it and gain it should also be Kushala, adept, capable. That's why Sudhir Bhokta is saying, should be able to stomach this knowledge, digest it. So both sides this requirement is the teacher should be good, the student also should be good. Ascharyo Jnata, the knower of this knowledge should be a person of a wonderful demeanor. It's a wonderment to even know and see such a person, Jnata. Kushla Anushishta. And the one who learns and practices it later also must be truly deserving. When both happens, then this self-realization will happen through this knowledge. If it's only one without the other, then it cannot happen. Now there are two right now. I am speaking and you are listening. Don't come later after 100 days saying, I did not have a good teacher, that's why I did not have self-realization, even though I was quite deserving. No, don't find faults with me or the text. If at all it doesn't happen because you are still to grow and evolve. But nevertheless, it's a good beginning. It tells you what is what, and it will encourage you, inspire you to follow this path. And hopefully, Jivan Mukta. Janaka is Jivan Mukta. He is not, there are various kinds of muktis in our scripture. There is Videha Mukti. You die and then you go to wherever, you merge with the divine. But there is also this Mukti called Jivan Mukti. You are free even as you are alive and you go about doing things. It's a change of the attitude. From earlier, the idea is that body and all this mind has to be transcended and then you have to achieve the divine. Here, with all these things also, everything is divine is the attitude. While you are here, you are free because there is no selfishness, no ego, no attachment, nothing. As Kathopanishad says, who is the truly liberated? Who has no desires is liberated, this is. In his heart, there is no desire left. Here and now, such a person is liberated. That is the conclusion of Kathopanishad. So this study should make you desireless. Means no selfish desires. Desires for the good of the world is okay. As long as there is no doership and enjoyership in that desire, it is still permitted. It will still lead to liberation. So think on these lines. Study a little bit tomorrow and come. And we will start with the first sloka tomorrow onwards. And one by one, I don't think I can cover all the shlokas, there are 20 chapters, but we will cover most of the important shlokas. And many times the ideas are also repetitive, like Krishna repeats again and again to Arjuna. Arjuna, once again I am telling you what I have just now told, like that. And finally in the 18th chapter he summarizes the entire Bhagavad Gita, like that. Ashtavakra also in many parts of this text would go back and repeat, Janaka, once again I explain to you, like that. Sometimes Janaka asks, please tell me again what you have told just now. So there are many repetitions. We won't go through all those, but most of the important shlokas we will cover. We are starting this on an auspicious day of Krishnashtami, the Jagat Guru, the Vishwaguru that Shri Krishna is, who gave Bhagavad Gita to the entire world. And we are only continuing in that path by studying Ashtavakra Gita because we have already studied Bhagavad Gita. And whichever God, whichever sage, whichever saint speaks, it is the same divine consciousness that is speaking. As Krishna says, I am there in all. Bija aham sarva bhutanam. I am in the form of the seed. I am the origin of all. I am the end of all. I am in all. Therefore, in Ashtavakra also, it's Sri Krishna only in that consciousness form which is telling this story, telling this wisdom. So let us be worthy Arjunas, worthy Janakas to receive this wisdom and benefit from it. With these words I will conclude, and tomorrow onwards we will start the study.
सर्वसुगुणसिन्धवे सकलसुजनबन्धवे सर्वसुगुणसिन्धवे सकलसुजनबन्धवे गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् दीनदुःखितपोषकाय दानधर्मप्रेरकाय दीनदुःखितपोषकाय दानधर्मप्रेरकाय सर्वलोकहितरताय सर्वमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् वेदनादवर्धकाय विश्वशान्तिस्थापकाय वेदनादवर्धकाय विश्वशान्तिस्थापकाय ब्रह्मज्ञानबोधकाय दिव्यमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् सदय हृदयराजिताय सुमनसदनशङ्कराय सदय हृदयराजिताय सुमनसदनशङ्कराय शरणमुक्तिकारणाय मोक्षमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् सत्यसायिनः प्रियाय सत्यप्रेमविग्रहाय सत्यसायिनः प्रियाय सत्यप्रेमविग्रहाय नित्यशुद्धनिर्मलाय नित्यमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् ॐ जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्तजना संरक्षक भक्तजना संरक्षक प्रतिमहेश्वर ॐ जय जगदीश हरे शशिवदना श्रीकरा सर्वा प्राणपते स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते आश्रित कल्पलतिका आश्रित कल्पलतिका आपद्बान्धवा ॐ जय जगदीश हरे मातापिता गुरुदैवं मर्यन्तयुनीवे स्वामी मर्यन्तयुनीवे नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथा नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथा नागेन्द्राश्रय ॐ जय जगदीश हरे ओंकार रूप ओजस्वी साई महादेव सद्गुरु साई महादेवा मंगल हारति अंदुको मंगल हारति अंदुको मंदर गिरिधारी ओम जय जगदीश हरे नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा शांति 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 समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु शांति शांति जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय। जय बोलो सद्गुरु श्री मधुसूदन साई जी की जय।
Sai Ram. The Ashtavakra books are available for sale both outside Premamrutham as well as in the